Good afternoon. I've today got Janet Sinnott with me, the manager of our Revs and Bends departments in the council, just to give the latest update on grants. A new grant has now become available, so what I'll do is I will pass over to Janet and ask her to detail what the new grant is and who would be eligible to have that grant and what you need to do next to be able to apply for it. Janet.
Yeah, thanks, Mike. So just to recap, so I'll start by saying that most of the grant schemes that have been running since January have now closed. The final one was the Restart scheme. That's the one that came in April for the retail, leisure, hospitality, gym and sports sectors. Restart closed for applications on the 30th of June, but if anyone has applied before that date, not yet received a payment, we've got until the end of July to make those payments, and we're due to make another payment run today. So once this has been issued, just over 99% of those entitled to a Restart grant will have received a payment from us. So moving on to the scheme we launched this week, this is the Additional Restrictions Grant Discretionary Scheme. Nice catchy title there. Councils were given until the 30th of June to use the 2 original allocations from this scheme before being provided with a final top-up. We paid out over 2,000 grant payments on this scheme so far, totaling 1.9 million, which is roughly 350 businesses receiving a regular payment from the start of the last lockdown in January to the beginning of the roadmap when restrictions started to ease. So this exhausted our funds, and this is why we've been able to launch a new scheme this week. We launched it on Wednesday. Haven't got a huge sum. The grant amount has been determined by government. It's based on business numbers, not population, as it has been previously. And we've been given just over £440,000. So due to the limited funds, we have to be fairly sector specific, and we've tailored this scheme to certain business types, either because they've been excluded from Restart or because they've been impacted as a result of the government's decision to delay stage 4 of the roadmap. So starting with some examples of businesses that are excluded from Restart, this will include B&Bs paying council tax, those in shared spaces providing in-person services, so that's hairdressers and beauticians. They rent a space generally, they don't pay business rates and therefore not entitled to a Restart grant in the same way that the owner would be. Freelance and mobile businesses, caterers, event organisers, personal care mobile businesses and any wedding related businesses. And specifically the transport and travel businesses, including coach travel and travel agents, because of the difficulties the industry is facing at present because of these decisions to make the delays. So businesses that do pay business rates but were excluded from Restart, such as wholesalers or supply chain companies supplying the non-essential retail and the retail, leisure and hospitality sectors, have also been highlighted within this scheme as well. And we don't have too many of these, but we have targeted them specifically because they've been the hardest hit by the decision to delay stage 4 of the government roadmap, and that's theatres and nightclubs. And then finally, any other business that I've not mentioned with fixed costs, which is able to demonstrate that they've been impacted by the phased lifting of restrictions and or the postponement of reopening linked to the government roadmap, they can also apply.
Great, thank you. Time ban, window of opportunity here, and how wide is that window? When does this close?
That's right. So we opened it on Wednesday, and we're going to keep it open for 2 weeks. So it's going to close at 5 p.m. On Wednesday, the 28th of July. For more information and to apply online, just visit the website copeland.gov.uk. Click on the COVID banner, select the link under support for businesses. All information regarding the additional restrictions grant is there at the top of the page with the link to apply for an application. But as always, any questions or if a business thinks that they're not, they're going to struggle within that 2 weeks, please email the team via business.rates@copeland.gov.uk or give us a call.
So there's numerous businesses right across Copeland that's benefited from a number of previous grants. Are they precluded from this, or is it possible that having had a previous grant you could still qualify for another?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, initially this scheme was, the government had provided us with some guidance to say that if you'd had Restart then you couldn't apply for this. However, that guidance was altered in June. The difficulty for the council obviously is that we've only got £444,000. So it's the challenge is trying to make sure that there's sufficient funds there to pay everybody. And the things that we want to do is prioritise those that haven't had restart grants, obviously, in the first instance.
And there's a proper application process to go through. This just won't be automated payments to people who we identify in need of the grant, will it?
No, that's right. You've got to apply. There's got to apply. There's separate questions that are being asked, and there's additional evidence that we need from businesses as well.
Okay, thank you very much, Janet. That's extremely helpful, and a message to everybody who is tuned in to watch this video. Please share it as widely as possible so we can reach as many people as possible who may benefit from this grant. Janet, before we finish, is there anything you want to add in general terms about any of the other grants, or have we more or less covered everything you would like to get out today?
Yeah, pretty much everything else is closed now. So, we've done with 99% nearly paid on the restart. We don't need to make an appeal to those people. And yeah, it's just a case of saying if you're waiting for a payment under restart, it's most likely going to come out to you next week.
Okay, well, thanks for joining us this afternoon, and I'll catch you shortly.
Thank you.